Yo, what's going on guys? It's that dude who hyped up this game way too much before release and didn't even make a single video on it, coming at you with a Wood Elves review. So I've really been wanting to make a video ever since, to be honest, as of recently, and I thought what better way to start than with the DLC that just dropped for Total War Warhammer, just dropped being 12 days ago. So let's get right into it. So the Realms of the Wood Elves DLC adds in the Wood Elves into the Total War Warhammer world. So with that comes in 2 new legendary lords, a new section in the Grand Campaign map. You also have a new mini-campaign called Seasons of Revelations, and also a brand new currency called Amber. Of course, it also comes with the new skill trees and also has new technologies for the race itself. So with the addition of the new race, it changes up the dynamic of the game if you bought the DLC or if you didn't buy the DLC. So people have been reporting that the Wood Elves DLC has made the AI really aggressive. So early on, I've seen a couple of screenshots of Empire territories being completely bombarded by the Wood Elf armies. One thing I picked up from playing the Wood Elves DLC is that Amber is really important. You need to make sure that you always have a good flow of Amber, and if you don't, then bad things will start happening to you. Of course, they updated the game so that the penalties are not as severe if you go into negative Amber. So now you only take a hit into your unit replenishment and you don't lose it completely, which I thought was strictly harsh, but of course they fixed that. I think it was a couple of days ago in a hotfix. And also the Wood Elves, when you play the race, you need to make sure you need to adapt to how you play with them. So with every race in the Total War Warhammer games, they've all had their sort of specific mechanics and how you would kind of play with them. This one is very ranged heavy, in my opinion at least. So I would always have plenty of archers. I would always have little, pockets of infantry just to make sure the archers are safe, and just let the archers completely destroy the enemy lines. And later on, you'll always unlock the massive creatures such as the treemen, treekin, and also the forest dragon, which is easily one of my favorite units in the game now. Starting off the Wood Elves, you have a choice between Orion or Dorthu. So both of them I found to be very fun to play, but in my opinion, I think Dorthu is just the hands down better legendary lord. I absolutely completely love Dorthu from the aesthetic point of view and just everything about him, from his voice to just how he fights in the battlefield. The dude is an absolute machine. That's not taking anything away from Orion. Love the dude as well, but Dorthu is just on point. So the unit roster for me feels like a complete package. Of course, the Wood Elves do have their weaknesses, but they also have a lot of strengths as well. And the strengths that they do have is what appealed to me as a playstyle. Coming off that, with the DLC, there's also, they introduced a new mini campaign called Seasons of Revelations. So I found this mini campaign to be fun for maybe the first 20-30 turns, and then it got really stale and boring. I found out that I could auto-resolve most of the battles really easily, or when I do play them, I would outnumber the Beastmen. I found the Oak Age's garrison to be very large, so that usually helped out with me just positioning 2 armies beside the Oak of Ages, and then having them just completely come in one by one and just taking them out one by one. The only real gripe I have with the DLC is the Amber itself. You can play the Wood Elves in kind of 2 styles. You can play very protective of the woods. You can just kind of stay in the woods and then have allies which then grant you Amber, or you can go capture settlements yourself, which then become like these little outposts. They're not actually proper cities. You can just usually build one settlement, which only get you like a tiny amount of currency, which doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, which I think that got patched as well. But then I would rather, when I did get the Amber, I would rather use them on units instead of technologies. And it just kind of, in a way, it kind of forces you to think like, what do I value more in my campaign? Do I want to be more defensive and stay in the woods, or do I want to go expand? But altogether, if I was to give this DLC an arbitrary score out of 10, it would be a Amber out of 10. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, slap that motherfucking like button and subscribe if you wish.